Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic, Tesla Model 3 performance inventory is absolutely out of control. We've got a snapshot of the inventory in our area, and there is a ton of Model 3 performances, some with discounts, some without discounts that are available. And this was Tesla's most hottest vehicle that just got released recently, and now there's plenty of them available for sale. So does that mean discounts and incentives are coming? And on top of that, as an added benefit, at the end of this first topic, we're going to show you a real monthly payment at 1.99% for a Tesla Model 3 performance. Shout out to Doug for sending us that. But we're going to get into that. But usually this is where I run my intro really quick. But my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, as I like to call it. So definitely check out the Patreon link down below in the description if you want to support the channel. And today's live stream is partnered with Mint Mobile, where you can save money on your mobile phone plan. But more on that later. And of course, the beauty with this is any of the vehicles that I show on the screen today or any of the incentives, you can use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description. So you can get an extra $1,000 off a Model 3, Model Y, S, or even X. And thank you to everybody that's used our Tesla referral code in the past and in the future. So let's jump into it. So here's the inventory for Tesla model vehicles. Model Y, the mustard line, is still the most at the top. We've got Model S and Model X kind of trending down just a little bit. And then the pink line is the Model 3, still staying pretty high up there or pretty low down there. It's selling much better than the Model Y, but still kind of yo-yoing down. We had some sales pretty recently, but now inventory is starting to come right back up with end of month discounts and Tesla just releasing more demo vehicles into the system so that it can be actually sold. But taking a look at Model 3 performance, there was a ton of them that are available for sale. So I'm just trying to figure out what the heck is going on here, because this is supposed to be Tesla's most popular or most in-demand vehicle because it's the Model 3 that just came out, but it seems like pricing for the Model 3 performance is too high, and there's plenty of them are available. You can see two of them are qualifying for the $7,500 federal tax credit because they are under that $55,000 MSRP price point, and there's plenty of them that are under the price point, but of course they have inventory discounts anywhere from $200 to $2,300 off, like this one right here. It's a Model 3 performance, 9 miles on the odometer. It's got black interior with white paint, and it's got a price discount of $2,500. Stack that with a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description. You can get basically $3,500 off a Tesla Model 3 performance. But the one thing though, to get this vehicle to qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit is you do have to add full self-driving, which then gives you the paint option for free. So if you're looking to get it to qualify for the tax credit, you basically have to pay that extra $8,000, but then you get it back because of the $7,500. So it's a kind of a wash. But because this screenshot shows you that there's plenty of Tesla Model 3 performance inventory that is out there, if you haven't been following this and if you've been new to this, well, the Model 3 performance, when it first came out, was $2,000 cheaper in terms of MSRP when it initially was released a few months ago. So I do expect if demand is not there for the Model 3 performance, Tesla will drop the price of the Model 3 by $1,000 in the next month and maybe $2,000 by the end of the year, which would then make all the paint colors and options free so that it could qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit, because I do feel like a lot of people are waiting for that because they want that $7,500 federal tax credit and they do not want to buy full self-driving. So that's my prediction for Model 3 performance. I think it's definitely going to be getting a price drop in the next couple months. And then of course stack it with a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, to get an extra $1,000 off a Tesla Model 3 performance. It seems like prices across the board are certainly coming down. So I'm going to show you a quick payment, because if you're looking for the best deal, of course the best deal is 1.99 at the moment on a Model 3. I'll show you a real world payment. Shout out to Doug for sending us the payment that shows you how much he's going to be paying for a Model 3 performance. But But before we do that, let me show you this crazy deal that someone else sent this to us. Actually, shout out to Jordan for sending us this deal, a 2019 Model 3 Standard Range with 121,000 miles for a price of $16,498. And what's even more insane with this is this does not use that $4,000 used EV tax credit factored into this. So this could be as low as around what, $12,500 for a Model 3 Standard Range that is a 2019 if you qualify for the $4,000 used EV tax credit. This is an insane price. Of course, this doesn't have any sort of warranty left over, whether it's the powertrain or the basic warranty, but I mean at 121,000 miles and at $12,000 for this price of this vehicle, that could be an insane deal, an interesting deal to get on a Model 3 Standard Range if you're looking for a least inexpensive Tesla Model 3. Here's some more deals screenshotted on the screen if you're looking to see what is out there. It seems like it's about an average of $2,000 to $3,000 on a Model 3 Performance, depending on where it's at. And so if you're looking to jump into one, maybe add that $7,500 federal tax credit and you can get a good deal. Well, shout out to Doug for sending us his payment breakdown on a Model 3 Performance. I love showing real payments on the screen because it's kind of the one thing with Tesla, like yes, especially right now with, for some reason, the Tesla financing option size is just down right now. It actually is probably something to do with referral codes. It has nothing to do with our referral code. But it is kind of interesting. And so if you're looking to lock down the $1,000 payment, what you have to do is you just have to skip down to order now and then fill in the information, because you can still place a deposit on a vehicle. You just, for some reason, can't look at the payment. So maybe you have to look at it. If you're looking to play with some hypothetical numbers, use like an incognito browser or something like that. It seemed to have happened a couple days ago, and now it's just happening with referral codes. I tested with a couple other referral codes off of social media, and I'm seeing the same exact thing. But here's a real payment. Unfortunately, this payment is in Colorado, which if you've been following the channel and if you've been following all the Tesla deals, you know Colorado is the insane state right now with all the best incentives. But at least here's some sort of perspective on what a real payment looks like on a 72-month 1.99% financing in Colorado. So this was on a Model 3 Performance. Again, shout out to Doug for sending us this. And if you're buying a Tesla in the next few days, feel free to send us a screenshot of your deal as well if you want us to kind of show it and talk about it on screen. I mean, you really can't beat this. This one at $804 a month, 72 months, 1.99. I mean, it's good financing, and maybe I would put a little bit more down, but it is kind of interesting to see that with only $1,000 down, A, this was an approval with only $1,000 down, and B, there's so many different incentives in the Colorado state that he's getting $5,350 for the Colorado Innovative Motor Vehicle Credit, and also, of course, the $7,500 federal tax credit. Using both of those to only put $1,000 down on top of that gets them a lower-ish monthly payment of $804, which on a Model 3 Performance, that's a good deal if I were to say so, because anywhere else that's not in the state of California, Tesla's going to want you to put around $4,000 to $5,000, and that's going to net you give or take around the same monthly payment as well. But thank you again to Doug, and if you've got a monthly payments that you want to send out that's real pending your delivery, feel free to send it to our email on the channel so we can talk about it and see what is going on. But we're going to jump into the live stream comments, but thank you for dropping by, everyone. Timoteo, thanks for coming in. Devin, thank you for dropping by, and thank you for all the support. Before we get into our next topic, I've been trying to save money lately, and that's why we talk about this channel, trying to get the best deal on a Tesla. And I've been looking at our subscriptions like YouTube Premium, Netflix, trying to figure out how I could save some money every single month. And cutting expenses, it's kind of hard. We've been trying to rack our brain together and figure out how. That's why I'm so intrigued with our channel partner, Mint Mobile. They offer premium wireless starting at $15 a month. And I can get high-speed data and unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network, and I can even bring my own phone along with my current number and existing contracts. I'm sacrificing nothing. I've used Mint Mobile a ton, and I switched my second line to Mint Mobile, and I've been using it to watch YouTube and play podcasts on our daily commute and haven't noticed any drop in speed. And I can't tell the difference. So how hard is it to switch service? Big Wireless wants you to think it's actually hard, but it's not at all. Switching to Mint is super easy thanks to digital eSIM cards, which most of you now have. You can sign up and activate immediately right on your phone from the comfort of your home. If your phone doesn't have an eSIM, Mint will ship you a new SIM card for free. So if you want to save little money without the sacrifice, go to trymintmobile.com/DennisCW, also linked down below in the description, to get premium wireless email list for just $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. Thank you to Mint for partnering, and let's get on to the next topic. Thanks for that, everyone. And Tim Mateo, thanks for coming in. Devin. Tim Mateo, I wanted to check out some of the prices of the financing and it didn't seem to work with me. Model 3 Performance, new inventory one. Sorry, we could not display this information due to an unknown error. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Tesla with their website. It's kind of getting funky with all the different things that's helping. Devin, my buddy sent me a referral code and I would like to lease it, but it won't let me change the miles. Actually, Tim Mateo, I think we may be getting the same error. So I would say the tip is here, Devin, all you have to do is you don't even have to really choose what you want to do on this page, because once you get past the deposit page once you get past the deposit, you can switch whichever financing way you want to buy the car afterwards. It's simply by just emailing Tesla afterwards, sending a chat and saying like, hey, I chose leasing, but now I want to do financing, or I chose cash and now I want to do leasing. It doesn't actually, you're not locked into anything. So don't be worried if you've used a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, and you get stuck at this page where it says the financing is not actually working. All you really have to do is click order now. You're not locked into whatever you choose on this screen. You can still proceed and reserve a Tesla and then change whichever you want afterwards. And actually the tip here is that don't apply for any financing until you get a VIN, because you don't want to do an unnecessary credit hit for buying a Tesla or applying for a Tesla vehicle. Timoteo, I wonder if they're updating the system for something new. That'd be a good, interesting one. Yeah, that would be interesting if they're trying to update something. That would make sense. Devin, should I buy a Tesla this month or end of quarter? Wait to December for best deals. Just on my Range Rover SVR this weekend and test drove some Teslas. Yeah, I would say wait for quarter 4 because the deals are going to get better unless you need a vehicle and you think 1.99 or 2.99, whatever it is a great deal at the moment, which it is. Ultralife, decided that I'm getting a used Model 3 as my next vehicle. Yeah, I mean, if you qualify for the $4,000 used EV tax rate and you're paying cash, used is the way to go. If you're financing a used is not the way to go, in my opinion, because used interest rates are going to be 8%, 7%, 9% unless you've got the hack to get a lower rate, which we've got a list of credit unions down below in the description of the Patreon link where you can get access to all the credit unions that have lower interest rates for used, but it's still going to be 4 to 5% depending on which direction you go. So it's still expensive relative to a new car rate at 1.99 to 2.99 or whatever it is. In this next topic, this is an insane range of the brand new Tesla Model 3 long range real wheel drive. We've got some real data from a car that was actually posted, and we can show you the calculations that this might be over 400 miles of range at these calculations. Let's take a look at it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, so definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. This was actually posted on Reddit. Shout out to Nick for finding it and reposting it. But this is an insane efficiency on a Tesla Model 3 long-range rear-wheel drive. So if you're in an area that you do not need all-wheel drive, this would be the way to go. Like California, Texas, Florida, rear-wheel drive is good enough. So what we can piece here, I'll explain to you what's happening here. So the distance is 24 miles. The duration is 55 minutes. So some would say they're probably going very slow, but maybe it's like an average speed across the time frame. But the average efficiency was 153 watt hours per mile. Once you start to own a Tesla, or if you have a Tesla right now, you want a lower number of watt hours per mile because that's how much energy you're using to go 1 mile. And so we can do some rough math here because a battery size on a Model 3, at least according to Google, on a Model 3 wheel drive is 78 kilowatts. So using that math and using our handy dandy conversion here, we can actually find out that at 153 watt hours per mile, that means that it will take that 1 kilowatt will go 6.5 hours for 1 of the kilowatts in the actual battery. So if we do 6.54 times 78, we can see that the range of a Model 3 long range rear wheel drive going at that type of speed or that type of average speed can go over 500 miles of range. I mean, I'd love to see one when it actually rolls out because I don't think we've seen a real video, like a range test, like out to spec hasn't done one yet on a rear-wheel drive one, but this will be very interesting to see how far a Model 3 long-range rear-wheel drive will actually go at going at certain speeds like this, which this might not be realistic in terms of actually going these types of distances, and maybe this is bumper-to-bumper traffic for an hour. I mean, it could be in Los Angeles and other places like that, but still, at the end of the day, that's crazy efficiency to only use 4 kilowatts of energy to go 24 miles that of distance. So I'm excited because maybe we've been thinking about this wrong. You know, I would love to get into a Model 3 performance, but if I can get efficiency numbers like this, maybe a rear-wheel drive might be a better deal. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Let me know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. Pedro, I use your code to order my new Model Y, taking delivery tomorrow. Got 7,500 plus 2,000 plus 1,000. Nice, Pedro, and congrats. Enjoy in good health. You got 10,500 off. That's incredible. That's amazing. Benny, would there be offers in December? Yes, 100%. Michael, does the referral code work on used vehicles? Unfortunately, it does not. Ultralife, how do I make a choice between wheel-wheel drive and all-wheel drive? And how do I determine if I need the long range? Well, you kind of just saw a tidbit right there on the efficiencies of it. If you want the most efficient and you do not need rear-wheel drive, if you do not need all-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive is the way to go. Well, and I guess the other thing is if you're an audiophile or not, because the rear-wheel drive has less speakers in the inside. Pedro, I only think on new inventory vehicles and new vehicles. Yes. So the Tesla referral code, the extra $1,000 that you can get for using a Tesla referral code link down below in the description, only works on new orders and or inventory vehicles like this one right here, a Model 3 Performance that has a 2,530 inventory discount. It does stack on top of it with the Tesla referral code to get an extra or get it a total of a $3,500 off. And if you want to see what the best deals that we found right now across the country, definitely check out this list with our Google Doc that shows you all the different ones, so you can see kind of what's the range of what could be possible out there. Tesla outage, just get the all-wheel drive, bro. I mean, yeah, if you need the all-wheel drive, then it could be worth it. Tundra just bought a 2024 Model 3 long range a month ago. Should have waited for the performance. Yeah, especially now since there's performances all over the place. But you can always trade up later. Don't worry too much about it. Pedro, if it shows where you live, I'll go. If it snows where you live, I'll go with the all-wheel drive at long range. If its commute is planning too far, yeah. If you deal with any sort of inclemental weather like snow, then yeah, I would say go all-wheel drive. Jet Blast, can you take delivery in California if you have an Oregon address for the tax savings? You mean the other way around, right? Because Oregon has 0% tax, right? Or lower tax. You would probably want to take an Oregon, but you need an address wherever you're registering the vehicle to get whatever incentive is in that state. Benny, please advise, will there be any reduction or best deals in December? Yes, for the most part. There always has been every other year. And so certainly hit that subscribe and tune in, because we'll be talking about those deals when they actually release, because we can't predict but with 100%, but most likely there will be, especially when inventory like this keeps stacking up on all different models. But thanks for jumping in, everybody. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for hitting the like button in the comments and everything. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.